Hey everybody, welcome back to Soy Trading. Today I'm going to be going over week 6 and week 7 of my trading journey to 10K. So last week I posted something a little bit different. I was showing you guys techniques and strategies that I use to bet on NBA and WNBA games. If you guys are interested in that and want to know how I'm able to make a bit of money from gambling, definitely make sure to go back and check out that video. Today we're back to trading. As you can see from this chart, September is not usually the greatest month for the stock market. There's no official research that confirms or denies this, but the market usually, there's certain months where the market typically does very well, and there's certain months where the market typically does not do very well. Like a lot of people, they'll say sell in May and go away. Summer is usually really volatile. A lot of companies are reporting their earnings, and it's not the best time to be in the market. A lot of people always say that there's usually a rally in December and January, and stocks usually go up during that time. Again, this is not like a concrete, solid thing, 100% happens every year, but it's just a trend that can sometimes be seen. One of those trends is that September is usually a bad month for the market. Everybody's coming back from summer holidays, and for some reason, everybody's figuring out where they are and before they're able to get on the same page, usually we see September is a really choppy or red month. Because of that, and especially because we have a presidential election next month and we also have Fed meetings talking about rate cuts, I haven't been trading as much this month as I was previously back in August. Right here, you guys are able to see my trades for the last 2 weeks. So during week 6, I only took one trade and it was on TNA. Let me show you guys right now. So this is the trade that I drew up for TNA on Tuesday, September the 10th. My reasoning was that the CPI report, the Consumer Price Index, we talked about that before, that report was supposed to be coming out the next day on Wednesday, and I was hoping that it would be positive, and then that would again signal for us to get a rate cut. A lot of people were a little bit up in the air on whether the Fed would do a 0.25 rate cut or a 0.5 rate cut, either reducing interest rates by a quarter point or by a half point. I was trying to time my entry into TNA this week because I missed some other trades. I was targeting DJT, which was Donald Trump's stock, but that was up on Monday, and then PLTR, Palantir, got accepted into the S&P 500, which the rebalance wasn't supposed to be happening for another 2 weeks, and I wasn't going to buy it until then, but apparently the announcement comes before the rebalance, so they announced it over the weekend, and then Palantir was up big on Monday. Again, Trump was up big on Monday before the debate, and I missed both of those. Those were 2 plays that I was looking at. So I came over to TNA and I just tried to get a feel for the market right here. My timing was off a little bit. The stock had been going down for several days in a row, and I thought that this would be a good point. You know, the RSI was showing oversold, but I was off by just a little bit right here, and I actually missed a really, really big move, unfortunately, which kind of sucked, but it's okay. So that was my only trade for that week. I lost about $270 on that one, and that was my total losses for week 6. On week 7, I tried to do things a little bit differently. The S&P 500 was up 4 days in a row, and it was almost back at its previous highs before we had that week of red right at the end of August. I was looking for the market to possibly go sideways or maybe even dip down before the meeting. If you guys have been following my videos, you know that I've been trading TNA quite a bit, and I've noticed a few trends. Like traders will usually sell the stock down and then it will have a big move the next day. And that's what I was looking for right here. It was up 7% on Friday and 12% last week. It opened up 0.7%, so I was hoping that it would be a little bit of red here on Monday before we had the Fed meeting on Wednesday. At this point right here, I was up about $250, but I wasn't paying attention to the trade. So the stock went down here, went back up, and then it sold off again. Now this would have been a good place to scalp a day trade, but unfortunately I was tied up with work and I wasn't watching. By the time I came back, I saw this here and it was sitting at around 200. So I used my take profit rules. I brought my stop loss up right here to 0 so that my stop loss would be at break even. And unfortunately I got stopped out. I didn't lose any money on this trade because of my take profit rules. Didn't make the full 250. I ended up being positive just $9. There's a couple things that I would say about this trade. Firstly, I got to pay better attention to the markets. I can't get sidetracked with things like work. I need to be 100% focused, because if I had been, I would have seen my open profit and loss at $250 and I would have moved my stop loss up to 200, and when it went down I would have been stopped out there, making a much larger profit than I actually did. The second thing was that I was trying to predict. I thought that I knew everything and that I knew that the market would go down before it went up. Things don't happen exactly the same way all the time. I tried to make a prediction which I shouldn't have done. I was being greedy, thinking that the stock would continue to go down even further, and I was trying to prove myself right when it's not what we're here to do. We're here to take what we're given, and that's it. This week, we also had a few companies that were reporting earnings. FedEx and also General Mills, the food company, were both reporting earnings. But unfortunately, I wanted to play both of them on Monday, but right at the open, they were up again. It was a rough 2 weeks for me timing-wise because it just felt like every idea that I had in my head, the stocks had already gone up. Like, people already were thinking ahead of me, and I missed out on my buying opportunities. FedEx ended up going up maybe like 7% until their earnings, and then ended up dropping because the earnings didn't meet expectations. Tuesday, I decided to get back into TNA, and I didn't try to do any crazy predictions. I was aware that the Fed meeting would be happening on Wednesday, and I knew everybody knew 100% that they were going to cut rates, so I said this is going to be a safe play. I was patient, I held it out, it was up, down, I even went into the red. I finished just above zero at the end of the day. On Wednesday at 2 p.m., Jerome Powell came and spoke. They announced the half-point rate cut, and I think I was up about 8%. And I was able to get out right there. So this one, again, wasn't like the other trade. I didn't try to predict anything. I didn't try to pretend that I knew everything. I just went based off of the facts and based off of the events that were going to be happening this week. I paid attention at exactly the right time, 2:30 p.m. when he spoke, caught the big candle move, and got out. From this trade right here, I was able to make $736, and that was able to cover for my loss on DJT this week. As I was saying, I did have a loss on Donald Trump's media stock this week. So the debate was right here. Everyone decided that he lost to Kamala Harris, so his stock went down. There's a bit of a spike here, and it went down for a couple of days, and I thought that right here might be a buying opportunity. This was just some speculation for me. I still believe that he's going to be elected president. It was down 6% the day before I bought it, and also in the pre-market. The RSI was showing way oversold down here, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to at least make an effort. The stock ended up still going down for the rest of the entire week. The one thing that I would say to anybody that's new to trading, when you're speculating on a stock, any experienced traders know that there are good trades, and then that there are trades, sometimes you'll have like a feeling maybe that something might work, and some things you're maybe more sure about. When you're not 100% certain about something, it's best to wait until the stock is really at its lows. Like even at this price point here, $16, that was not the low for DJT. DJT a couple of months ago was trading down here around $12 or $13. So if you want to speculate with something, if you have an idea that something will happen, don't rush into it. I would advise any traders to wait for a stock to hit the low. When the stock is near its lows in that recent time period, then it's a lot less risky. Versus here, when I had a feeling and the stock kept going down and it went down to its lows here. It's better to wait till something is at the lows, because then either it's a really, really terrible stock and it keeps going down, or it bounces off that low and goes back up. We'll see what happens with that stock tomorrow, Monday at the open. I'll definitely be watching and looking to get my money back. But yeah, in total last week, I came away with a profit of $479, and that brings my total account balance to about $14,400. It's a good number to be at, and I'm really happy. It's another step in my journey. I know I had a couple negative weeks that brought me back a little bit, but again, I learned from those mistakes. Part of trading is making mistakes and then learning from them, and I plan to use what I've learned to improve my skills and continue on my way to 10K. But yeah, guys, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will definitely respond to any questions you guys might have. I love trading, and I love having this opportunity to be able to share my experiences with you guys. And if there's anything that I can do to help you become better or to help you continue in your trading journey, just let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.